Hey y'all, it's Erica, and today I am talking to you a little bit about being vegan. Um, it's just so important, and I felt like I ought to make a video and talk a little bit about it. So, I just wanted to tell everyone that absolutely anyone can make this switch as long as it's something that they truly desire to do. And I've been vegan now for over 4 years. And I was one of those people that thought I could just never do it. Like, I would have never even thought. Um, because basically, in this society, it's all very hidden. The cruelty that actually happens, what they're doing in these factory farms, the just completely disgusting and horrible death sentences and life sentences that these animals are going through. That's all very hidden from you. And it starts off at such a young age. Even going through the drive-through and buying chicken nuggets and seeing like a cartoon of some happy little chick on it. Well, guess what? That chick is not happy. Um, and when my eyes became open to this, I knew that I just couldn't participate anymore. And that's why I wanted to bring up some of the stuff from before I was vegan, because let me tell you, I was the type to order a big ass cut of a filet mignon when I went out. Eating that was like a joy to me, okay? I used to eat chicken, I used to eat beef, I made meatloaf. Um, I I made a lot of dishes that contain meat because we are conditioned in this society to just think that that's what you do, you know, bacon or sausage for breakfast, and then lunch meat, ham and turkey and roast beef and cheese on sandwiches, and then oh, you got to have meat with dinner, is it beef or is it chicken or is it pork? Like, it's always something. And even the snacks have become centered around meat, beef jerky, or, it's just such a, there's really no word for it. There's really no word for how bad this really is, and how far from God and how far from love this is going on. And I'm not making this video to make anyone feel bad, because truly I never felt bad. I don't, it's like there's something that will spark in you. And that's what happened to me. Like, I never planned for any of this. I never planned to be vegan, but I am so glad I am, and it's changed my life. And, like, I just wish I would have done it sooner. A couple of things I wanted to say. Being vegan isn't about perfection either. It's about progress. It's about doing your best, So if you're interested in possibly going vegan, or just cutting back, like, if you don't think you can do it right away, try cutting back, because it took me, okay, I've been vegan for over 4 years total, but 2 years before that, so like 6 years total, there was a transition period, because you know what? I don't really recommend anyone quitting anything, cold turkey, so to say, because when you have been conditioned your entire life to feed your body these toxins, It's almost like being on drugs. You know, if your body is literally becoming conditioned and becoming dependent upon you putting the substances in it, it's going to be very hard to withdraw, and it's not even a safe thing to do, I don't think. I mean, even when you're getting off prescription medication, you need to like start skipping in intervals to wean yourself off of it and do it in the healthy way to taper off. Same thing I believe needs to be done if you're interested in going without animal products. And I'll tell you, the first thing I did was I just quit milk altogether. One of the first documentaries I watched was Dairy is Scary. That fucking sealed the deal for me. Let me tell you what. And there's stages to going through it, is kind of how I went, and it took somebody on my Facebook page, someone that actually is a good friend of mine now, but someone that I didn't really know, that I just happened to just, be on her Facebook because we had a couple mutuals, and she would post things about being vegan over and over, and it just got me thinking, and it just got me feeling into it. And I'm like, this isn't right. What society is doing to these animals isn't right. It's beyond cruel. It's disgusting. It's inhumane. It's wrong. And I just can't be a part of it anymore. First step number one was I immediately quit drinking cow milk. I was very open to different kinds of different milks. And so I went to the store and I got several different kinds. I got some almond milk, I got oat milk, I got soy milk, I got flaxseed milk, rice milk, which now I'm not really on the rice either. I've heard terrible things, but that's for another story. Better to have rice than cow. But no, I don't do rice milk anymore. However, at that time, I actually really liked it. Coconut milk. I try them all. Coconut milk was not one of my favorites because I'm not really into like super sweet, but my all-time favorite that I always have in my refrigerator now is oat milk. And I also love hemp milk, so I will get that, and I'll have a couple options from time to time. But the crazy thing about dairy milk is that they actually put so much disgusting shit in there. It's like you really honestly have to be like mentally retarded or crazy to actually even want to drink that. Once you know what's in there, and we're talking pus, we're talking blood, and we're talking bleach. I mean, it's chemical laden. And of course, we could get into the government theories of how are they going to enslave humanity by shutting down their hearts and shutting down their minds. And of course, the Got Milk campaign was a huge part of that. They had us all convinced that drinking milk was going to keep us healthy and keep our bones strong, and we needed the calcium. And, they would have celebrities in every magazine with their milk mustache talking about drink milk. Yeah. So how about no? All right. That was probably one of the biggest scams that the government has ever done. And it worked for a long time. But once you actually realize what's in that milk and the fact that they are literally, they're forcing these cows into suffering. It's a horrendous life of suffering. They're taking their babies away from them. I mean, it's a sick, sick practice. And none of it really makes sense. And it's just like, how did we get so far from love and anything that would be right in the world to be so indoctrinated and conditioned to think that this is okay? It's time to undo all of the fuckery. It's really just time to undo the things that you've been taught and really start feeling into asking your intuition, okay? Yes, I used to enjoy eating bacon, but you know what I realized? It's not the animal flesh that I'm actually enjoying when I ate the bacon. It's the spices and the flavoring. And they actually make vegan bacon that has the same type of the texture with the same spices, the same flavoring. You can have yourself a tasty treat without hurting the animal. All right, like these days here, 2023, there are options. There are good options. You know, I don't know how people did it and how they managed some even 10 years ago, because I didn't see this stuff in the store 10 years ago. The chicken nuggets that they make taste great. Like, whatever it is that you want, that you like, that you're saying that you want it from the animal, there's a vegan option, I can guarantee you. And with so many options, why are you gonna still play into thinking that you need to put an animal's dead body into your body? First of all, or second of all, whatever it is, this whole video is just going to be filled with all kinds of reasons. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but I'm going to give it to you slow. I'm going to give it to you steady. I'm going to give it to you nicely. And I'm going to keep giving it to you. I'm going to keep talking about this. And I want to help you go vegan, okay? If you need ideas, support, just ask. You know, like, I want to help you guys because I really want to make a difference for animals and the planet and the humans. So I think one of the first steps in order to really start the transition to going vegan is realizing you are a human. And humans are different than animals. And every species of animal is made to care for its own young via mother's milk. Okay, now I breastfed my babies. I'm a proud breastfeeding mama. You know, I have pet cats, and my cat had kittens, and she breastfed her kittens. Okay, dogs, they breastfeed their puppies. Monkeys in the jungle, they breastfeed their baby monkeys. Okay, so cows breastfeed their, what's the answer? Baby cows, right? What the fuck is a human being doing drinking the lactation of an animal that's literally 4 times its weight? Okay, hormones after hormones after hormones, and you wonder why these poor 10-year-old little girls are starting puberty too soon, gaining excess weight. Why are men being like, I don't know, all these hormones? I think they're really fucking with people, okay? There's a lot of gender identity issues rampant in society. And it's not all because of milk. It's also because of a lot of prescription drugs and birth control that's being pushed on everyone and going into the water stream. And of course, they tell you, oh, your water's fine. Drink the tap water, drink it up, shower in it, bathe in it. It's all good. And if you're not somebody who's doing your research and getting the water filters and whatever you can to protect yourself from this shit, well, here we are. And you can't get mad at yourself for not knowing before, but if you do know, you can do something about it. Having the awareness is the very first thing. Having the awareness is half the battle. They do keep people in the dark. They do keep you very naive to the monstrosities that are going on, the rapings that are going on to these animals in these mass producing farm markets. Like, of course they don't want people to know. Of course they're not going to just sit here and say, hey, look what we're doing. But even men who have worked in the slaughterhouses have come forward and said, oh yeah, if we have to slaughter a pig and this pig is just, it has cancer and, it's just like there's a piece of meat that's rotted away with cancerous cells. Oh yeah, they'll just cut around that and just, chip it to eat, send it to it's like, what is wrong with people? And I'm just like so far away from this now that it's almost hard to even remember the person I was when I put that into my body. And just for the sake of keeping this video not too long, I'm just going to pinpoint on one more subject. And this one actually does not have to do so much about the animals and the cruelty and the mistreatment to the animals. It has to do with humans and the vibrations and the frequencies that we put into our body. And I understand not everybody knows about this kind of thing, but I do. In fact, I'm a bit of an expert. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. And I'm hoping that the way I'm explaining things is very easy for people to understand. Okay? Everything is energy. Every fucking experience, every thought form, every feeling, every action, there's always a frequency to that, okay? So when we think about high vibrational frequencies, which if you're on a healing journey and you're watching my page, you know the importance of having a higher vibration, okay? What's high vibration? Love, joy, bliss, trust, okay? These are all higher vibrational things. What's low vibration? What brings you down? Fear, doubt, sadness, pain. Okay, well, what are those animals feeling? What are these animals feeling every single day of their life? Being trapped, being completely paralyzed with fear and knowing they're just awaiting death, which is probably the only relief they'll ever have. And it's not a nice death. It's a painful death. The way they're trapped together, either overheating, they're suffering. These animals are suffering every minute of their life. And then in addition to the suffering, they're feeling fear. And what we all know from our healing journeys, what you're feeling and what you're vibrating at is living in your body. That's why the body work's so important when we're trying to manifest. If we want the good, these wonderful times coming to us, we want things happening for us. You can't weigh your body down with that density. What do you think are you putting into your body? What are you putting into your body? Suffering, fear, pain. That's what you're getting. There is no happiness. There's no joy. There's no love coming into your body from the suffering of an animal who died in such a way. Okay? It's just not. And okay, you might say, well, it's not all like that. Okay, very, very few exceptions. If you are buying your meat from a grocery store, that's what it is. Now, if you want to travel out to the country and there's some family farm that's literally loving their animals their whole life, not taking the mothers away from the babies, allowing these animals to have happy lives and then surprising them with their untimely death, that's a little better, because the animal's at least getting to live out a life, a quality of life before death. And I get that. Like, okay, yeah, it's still not good, but I get it. There's exceptions. And if you're going to try to tell me all of the exceptions, sure. Okay. I'm sure there's ancient tribes out there in different countries who are spear hunting an elk. Okay, I'm not talking to them. I'm talking about you who gets your food from a grocery store. You're participating in the support of these slaughterhouses, okay? It's sick. They're mass populating. They're forcing pregnancies on these animals. And you know what? One more thing before I get off this video, because I could literally talk about this for hours. And if you have any other topics, if there's like any certain aspects to veganism or animals or anything, if you want to drop that in the comments, I will definitely riff off of that. One more thing. When they are mass producing these animals because they want to feed the masses, those animals have to take a dump somewhere. Okay? And what's been happening in these past, like I'd say even the past 5 years, has been gotten worse and worse and worse. The shit that all these animals are producing is letting like toxic methane gases out into the air, out into the ozone, in the general vicinity, but that is traveling, okay? This is bad news. It's just bad news all around. There's just no need. Like, if humans were not forcing the animals to breed like this so that they can slaughter them, they wouldn't normally be like that many. You know what I mean? Like, the humans are doing this. They are manipulating the population for their own greed and disgust, okay? So it's just getting really bad. It's just getting really fucking bad. And you know what? The more people that just stop participating, the better. So we're going to end this video with a few statistics that I kind of made up. And I want you to challenge what I'm saying. And I want you to go look them up for yourself. Okay? Because that's how you get the information. You go and look it up. So I'm going to guess what I think I remember I heard. One little tiny thing you can do to go meatless one day out of the week. Meatless Monday, say. Okay, if you can go meatless one day, you're already saving an animal. Do you think we can save all the animals? I don't know. Can we? Can you save one? Can you save one animal? How about two? I think they said that an average vegan per year saves 12 cows from being slaughtered. Go look that up. Is that an accurate statistic? Tell me, please. Drop it in the comments. Now, we all know that our bodies kind of regenerate after 7 years, right? Now, I am already seeing a big difference in my life just from these 4 years of like being vegan. And you know what? I'm not going to say this whole entire 4 years. Have I eaten a damn candy bar once in a while? Yeah. Have I eaten a cake that might have had an egg in it? Yeah. But you know what? It's not about absolute perfection. I have not had any meat. I have not eaten any. I've not purposely sat down and eaten a meal of meat. But, you know, sometimes in this society and in this life, there are going to be little things here and there that are like, ah, fuck, you know? Halloween candy, for example, you know what I mean? Somebody cute, like my kid, is like handing me a candy bar. Like, yeah, you know, maybe I'll take a bite of the candy. But I actually have not had any dairy candy since that did happen to me on Halloween. You know what I mean? It's like mid-January now, and guess what? Guess what they have at the store that I am so excited about? They have vegan chocolate chip cookie dough. And so when we're shopping, and you know, it's like, you know, where they would have the Nestle Toll House stuff, they have a brand. It's called Lauren's, and they make vegan cookie dough, and it's really fucking delicious. So I actually just buy that, and if I decide I'm craving like some kind of candy, sweet chocolate, I will just pop that in my oven for 10 minutes, and then I get to eat that, and I don't have to eat regular candy bars, you know? So it's always about improvement. What can I do better? What's healthier, you know? So look forward to another video. We're going to be talking about plant-based, okay? Because vegan is for the animals, but being plant-based is for your health. So there's all kinds of really, really good reasons to be vegan. And if you have some great reasons why you're vegan, please comment below. Maybe we can start a little community going here, and maybe support some people who find this video who like are very interested in going vegan but just don't know how, you know, because that was me. I just didn't know how. And I started one day at a time. I had to learn how to replace things. That's going to be the thing. You have to learn how to replace what you're taking away. Because if you are used to eating a big old hunk of meat every day, you have to find a replacement. And it's not going to just be that you can eat noodles every day. And it's not going to just be that you can eat vegetables. You know, things I suggest for that are keep trying things out. Potatoes are going to be your best friend, really. I mean, sometimes especially when you're going out, when people just don't have a clue, and it's like you got to order a baked potato, no butter, no sour cream, get a side of broccoli. You know, sometimes you got to kind of make things work, but there's so many great vegan restaurants now, and usually most places do have a vegan option. So if you're out to dinner with everybody, you know, usually there's a decent vegan option. And if not, I speak up and I say, hey, you should let the manager know that they need to get a good vegan option on this menu. You know, speak up. Why not, right? That's part of advocating. I'm used to advocating for those who have no voice. So let's do it for the animals too. And yeah, I guess that'll round up this video, but I do appreciate you watching. And, you know, even if you're not quite ready yet, I hope you're ready in the future. And when you are, find support from people like me on the internet, or hopefully you have some in your real life. But you can do it. You can do it. I thought I would never give up cheese, but you know what? I did, and I'm so glad I did. And now just the smell of it or the sight of it just makes me want to fucking puke. Because once you realize how disgusting this stuff is, you're gonna fucking want to puke over it for real. And not to mention, I think being vegan really helps my skin, really helps me maintain my youthful glow. Okay, I'm skinny, I'd say I'm thin. I'm not skinny. I'm not like too skinny, got a nice body, and I see a lot of other people, battling the bulge. Maybe if you weren't putting all that animal fat in your body, you wouldn't look like that. Thanks for watching.